an instinct. A feeling. The Force brought us together.
Welcome back to the Cave of Wonders, Dreamwalkers. I am your Sith Lord, Callous. I am where Star Wars lives. And this is another Rancorous review. And today, I'll be talking about The Rise of Skywalker. I saw it last night at 9:30 and put all of my notes together, and I'm recording it for you all today. It was a sold-out theater. In fact, all showings for Thursday and Friday are sold out in my area. I didn't check Saturday and Sunday, so I don't know what's going on through the weekend. But even the 2 rows of seats that were right up next to the screen, they were full in my theater. That said, I know it's been confirmed many times over by now, but yes, all of the leaks are true, so take that as you will. Now this will be my spoiler-free review. I'll have my spoiler review up at some point today or at some point through this weekend after my second viewing. But with this being my first viewing, I have to admit I did not hate this movie. So let's talk about it.
What have I done?
No, I didn't hate this movie as a moviegoer.
Liar!
But as a Star Wars fan, I can't say that I liked it either.
So what I told you was true, from a certain point of view.
And what I mean by that is that, yes, I appreciated how JJ tried to clean up the mess that I believe was left behind by The Last Jedi. But in doing so, he also created a mess of his own. And to be quite honest, I think some of my indifference has a lot to do with the leaks and the thousands of TV spots and trailers that were released right up until the launch of this movie. I already felt like I knew what was going to happen before it even happened. And the scenes that may have stirred up some emotion, like the C-3PO scene, just fell flat because I was prepared for it. And as we jump into the story, right from the jump, the movie is in 5th gear. There's no build-up, no slow burn, and I think this was intentional on JJ's part, sort of a way to prevent the audience from being able to think about what the hell is going on before we're already on to the next scene. And that pacing keeps up through nearly the entire movie. As you're processing something, the next thing is already happening. It's like getting onto a roller coaster, and as you try to sit down, they just start the ride before you can even buckle up or pull the crash bar down. So I thought the pacing was messy. But as for the story, there were some major issues, for me at least, but there were also some positive points as well. I enjoyed the nostalgia. The chase scene through the canyon was a callback to the pod racing scene in The Phantom Menace. Kylo's demeanor took on more of a Vader-esque style this go around. They kept calling him Ren instead of Kylo Ren. The First Order, they were sitting around the table at one point, and that was easily snatched from A New Hope with Vader and Moff Tarkin. Then we have, of course, Billy D. Williams as Lando. There was a lot of callbacks to the previous movies in this movie, and I was okay with it. I also enjoyed the camaraderie between Rey, Poe, and Finn, even though it did feel forced, like they were trying to make up for lost time, because even in the novel leading up to this movie, The Resistance Reborn, they didn't connect as a trio. But I thought that John, Oscar, and Daisy did well to pull off what was given to them. Babu Frick was a surprise for me. I didn't think I was gonna like him, but he did make me smile a few times. And I liked Zori Bliss's character, though I wish we would have been able to see more of her and Poe, and just her as a character. I think she was intriguing. And I was entertained by the lightsaber battles, even though I knew there were absolutely no stakes to be had in a single one of them. But I think that might have been more about the sonics of the IMAX theater than the actual duels themselves. But with the good, of course, comes the bad. And I took issue with 3 points specifically, without getting into spoiler detail. First, I think that Rey is way overpowered in this movie. I mean, way overpowered. I understand her lineage. And I would not have taken issue with her power if in episode 8 she was actually being trained. And what we're seeing here is just natural force progression and development. But no, what we have is someone holding a Nintendo controller and pressing up, down, left, right, B, A, select, start. She's God mode. And secondly, I didn't feel any tension. At no point was I ever concerned about the well-being of any of the characters. I felt like I already knew beforehand that everyone was going to make it out alive. Even if they didn't, I never felt like anyone's life was actually in danger. So there was no thrill, there was no tension. And thirdly, it's difficult to talk about this one point without venturing into spoilers. So make sure you catch my spoiler review, like I said, coming up after my second watch at some point today or this weekend. But some of what happened has definitely some lore damaging consequences, though I do know in one part where JJ tries to clean it up, and we'll talk about that in the spoiler review. So overall, I think this movie was better than I thought it was going to be after hearing all of the leaks, and I could have actually liked it if not for the lore-altering content. There were a lot of eye-rolling moments and face-palming moments, and then some moments of elation where I almost forgot how badly the previous movie changed what's actually happening in front of me. Normies will enjoy this movie. It's not a bad movie-going experience. But for someone like me who is actually invested in the lore, both new and old, it's hard to ignore what this movie means to the future of Star Wars movies and what it has potentially done to the past. But you guys let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you have seen The Rise of Skywalker already, what did you think? Are you going to see it if you haven't already? Be sure to check back for my spoiler review coming in the next day or so. I will have seen the movie twice at that point and may have gleaned some new insight that will change my opinion. Who knows? But anyway, thanks for watching. You know, I do what I love. I hope you love what I do. This has been a Rancorous review. Until next time.